Hello, dear poopsies. Thank you for joining me for another reading. Today is going to be pick a flower reading with 3 jars/glass containers. So before this begins, if you could take a moment to subscribe and tap the bell and hit all notifications. You have to press all notifications in order to be notified of new videos. Some people claim that they're still not notified. Then you just simply uncheck and then recheck all notifications, and that should do it, okay? All right. So, right now, in this moment in time, I have picked, also make sure you check my website, Tony Bomboni, if you'd like to book your own fortune-telling services like this one. I don't do flower reading, but I do tarot, coffee cup, candle wax reading, as well as other services, okay? So I picked new flowers today. This one is a repeat. So this is going to be container 1. This is the jacaranda flowers. Okay, so if this cup draws you in, you can pick this. Jar 2 is this cute little jar that has these purpley white flowers. They come from the grass. The bees and the flies love to be around this flower. And jar 3 are these other new flowers that just started to grow. I've had this one bush plant for almost 4 years now, and it just started to bloom. It just started to bloom these flowers. So I've never used these before, I believe. Okay, so jar 1. Jar 2, jar 3, jar 1, jar 2, jar 3. I'll give you a moment to decide. You can choose one, multiple, or all of them at your choosing. So let us begin. With jar 1. Let's see what the general reading is. And I'm at a new location. I just kind of felt like I should go here intuitively, for a change. Sometimes I get a bit tired of being in the same studio room, you know. Interesting. This one was quick to come out. Maybe you're quick to make decisions, but some flowers still sticking. I made sure to take extra time to dehydrate these flowers. This one was persistent though. It did not want to dry. It just kind of always remained a bit wet. And very stubborn flower as well, because when I picked them, it just sort of started to shrink immediately, so I've never had that experience. It did rain the night before, but that just tells me just the reason that I'm picking intuitively is like these flowers are sort of, not that you're being stubborn, but persistent, I would say, is a better way to word it. These were quick to fall, but still some left over. I think you're still hanging on to some parts of your past. And several people that are from your past that needing to be let go. Yeah, you don't want to let go. Maybe one person, but not the rest. They're too deeply close and connected to your heart. They're deep in your heart. They're right on the bottom of this cup. So I don't think it's someone that you just can easily quit or give up. Maybe there's some addiction to them. A lot of times their energies can get wrapped around a person, entwined, and we get so deeply invested in a person. No, doesn't want to release, so we'll let it sit away. But you see what I'm saying? I may have to actually lower this so you can see more of the flowers, because I didn't really drop them in a proper place. But basically, I sort of see here an issue with, could be with love, could be with relationship. The pink and the red really draws me in, the vivid color. reminds me of the heart, okay? A lot of these are twirled, making a sort of 7 or a C shape. What does C or 7 have to do with you? I did see that on the cup, on the bottom of the cup as well. I also noticed some of these flowers did jump out first before I even spilled it over, and then the rest. So that tells me you're maybe hesitant to share something with someone at first, and then you sort of open up. You have a more wider approach to sharing what maybe doesn't make you feel comfortable, something that you wanted to do but you couldn't. You were very hesitant, you were doubtful, you were afraid of spilling too much to this person, pouring your heart out to them when it's just not right, it's not sitting well in your soul. Okay, so yeah, do be careful who you converse with as well. There could be some fear, maybe you're afraid of something. There's some tension here. They're very closely knotted together and bundled, but in sort of two separate identities, two separate groups. Notice group A and group B here. They're very bundled together, so I think you're also very much in your comfort zone, sticking to what you're familiar with, and that's okay. But I think that's out of fear as well. You may be needing to peel back some layers because there's a lot of heavy, dense layer here. This reminds me of that thing you squeeze to make a cake out of. Maybe it happened to be someone's birthday, or you just celebrating an occasion with someone. I don't know, this sort of looked like it to me at first, like this thing that you squeeze frosting for a cake. Also does kind of look like a pen, those old-fashioned quill pens. So maybe there's a story that's you're writing that's unfinished. There's a letter J. Maybe the story is about the J. Maybe there is someone that's a new part of your life right now that is, yeah, oh my God, it even made a J when I did that. There's the J. A new part of your life, okay. Moving onward. There's a revolution here. There's the same cycle. This spun the same way. There's also look like a hand, a claw reaching out. So this sort of tells me that this is the person that keeps reaching out and you're drawn to them and their energies and you want to keep talking to them instead of blocking them out. I think this person needs to be blocked out. There's someone here bothering you. There's someone here really insistent and persistent on getting to know you, but they're very mean-spirited, and I feel like you just need to block them out, who this person is. Maybe they're wanting to do something, you to do something that makes you feel uncomfortable. Don't waste your time on this lost soul when they themselves are very lost. It feels like there's a hole in your heart. You were ripped to shreds by someone. You still have some juice left. Remember, the juice in these flowers, I dehydrated them like crazy, but there's still juice in them. It's just a strange flower. Use your vivid imagination. There's something you could be seeking very soon. There's a gift and a craft you must work on. Okay? There's some story you need to tell. All right? Beautiful arrangement of interesting flowers of sorts. But you must let go of the mean people first, the mean-spirited souls, the lost individuals who they themselves don't know what they want out of this life. If you're around others who don't know what they want out of this life, you're no different. Does that make sense? It's good to be real. It's good to keep it real. Make sure that you are honest with people, even if it hurts. honesty is not always the best policy. It really isn't. It's not. Sometimes people don't deserve your honest truth. They don't deserve to hear it because they themselves are very mean-spirited. Remember, it's not that others are mean, it's that when we focus on how mean they are, that all of a sudden we start to see more and more mean people around us. It's not even about that, it's whatever you're choosing to focus. So right now you're sort of learning about that even more. Okay? You're still quite young at heart, and there's still a ways to go. No matter how much you've been hurt, you learn through that hurt, and you remember your painful experiences. Some of you have a good thumbprint. That tells me like a good green thumb. Maybe now's the time to plant things. If you can, practice that. That could be the skill set you pick up. You could even start with a simple flower, practice makes perfect. Some of you working on improving your fitness, working on your glutes, your legs. Maybe you had leg day and you're just focusing on that now. Remember people trying to deceive you and scam you, like a hypnosis. There's a lot of people doing that right now. Be mindful of that. Be aware of who's trying to take advantage of you and your good, kind-hearted nature. Remember, they want what you have. You have this young seed inside, this young heart, a little grass seed here. And it's so rare and precious, I hardly see this in these flowers. And that's exactly what they want to take from you. Be aware of scammers. Be aware of people who are trying to manipulate you into saying something you don't even want to say, something you're not comfortable doing. Maybe someone wants you to, I don't know, let's say, drink around them, but you want to stop. You want to fast, right? Stick to your fast. Stick to your commitment. Now is a good time to make commitments to those things, even to other people. Maybe they want to have an engagement, be your fiance, but make sure it's not with that scam artist, right? Make sure it's someone you trust. Make sure it's someone that you really know, that you've done the research, you check their social medias, but you open to trust. Again, don't fear. Remember that trust. Open your heart and mind and soul and body and spirit to trust, your energy to trust this world, because there's good people out there. Don't just focus on the scammers out there. Just remember that there's kindness everywhere you go. This was a more feeling reading, like this more I felt in my spirit rather than seeing in the flower. Does that make sense? Thank you very much. Pick a flower one. That was your message for now. Let's see what is going on. Let's pick a flower two. After I clean up here. Okay. Thank you so much. If you pick a flower too, this is the white and purple flower jar. Let's see what is going on. Oh, they're coming out again. This one does look like a heart, the organ of the heart. Alright, let's, oops, this flower got in the way. There we go. Let's shake this and see. Interesting. Okay. You also have a couple things here that are persistently staying on. I do believe you're holding on to a past memory. Something that felt good. But just because it felt good doesn't mean it's good for you. Keep that in mind. This is very evenly spread and organized, so I like that. I love the widespreadness of this. This looks like a wedding. Oh my gosh, this looks like a ceremony. A beautiful pure wedding white is a very pure, beautiful color in its overall essence. So I think this is something that is good for you. Whatever relation and connection you're building with this person is very good for you. It's something that you need for your self-development and growth. I feel like I see facial hair. Someone's growing out their facial hair. Someone even is letting themselves a little looser. Like if you, let's say, shave your legs once a week, maybe you're letting it grow a little now. Maybe you're getting comfortable. Maybe you're like, oh, the winter's coming soon. I'm going to kind of like slow it down, take it easy. The body's now beginning to wind down after summer. It starts to get more a rest mode, more of a mindset of just peace and relaxation, easygoing feelings, right? Remember the trust, though. Remember to trust that you're doing this for you. This is for your betterment. Who cares how you look? People will love you for who you are. And I think that's like the marriage material here I'm seeing is if you happen to get married, maybe some of you are visiting a wedding and you're going to meet someone there that really cares for you. Keep your eyes peeled. Talk to people there, right? Someone's going to offer you some gift. Look how pretty this is. I'm offering my poopsies a gift today. A flowery gift. And I picked these fresh with the buds. Some of them are a bit spiky. Most of them are soft though. I feel like they're going to be very gentle with you like that. Okay. But each person is so unique, different, and individual. I want people to remember that. Okay. We're all like different flowers in the grass. We're all so different, but we're still connected in some ways. But notice that some are not so connected. They're still a little further off, or some don't have friends, they're solo, or they just have acquaintances around them. And some don't have true deep connections. Like these are the true deep connections who stick with a same grass bud here, right? The ones that don't are more solo. So again, but we're all in this same page here. We're all in the same dome. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, I am seeing that there's an understanding of this. Okay, there's a comprehension now. This is more of a spiritual awareness you're having of this connection. Okay, some of them are not seen because they're flipped upside down, but they're there. Look how many, like there's like little groups here of 5+ people, right? Okay, it could be a big wedding ceremony, right? There could be 100 people there, 200 people there, but it's a gift for you to be there, okay? It's like you have to go even if you don't want to, right? You just go and you never know who you're going to see there and what you're going to experience, just the energy exchange of being around others. Even if it's not a literal wedding, I'm trying to say it's going to feel like a wedding, okay? This gathering, maybe there's a new course you want to take on something, and then you meeting a bunch of people at this school, okay? And like-minded souls and individuals. So it's very nice. It's a cooling to the touch feeling. This is going to feel like a breath of fresh air for you, okay? Beautiful people with so much knowledge and wisdom and insight, so much energy and strength. And this one usually withers away when I dehydrate it. This didn't. So this is telling me there's a life force to you. This is a good time for growth, even into 2022. I'm even going to say 2023. That's what I see in my head. Now is the time to advance and achieve to the next step of the game. I do see a tuxedo here, so this tells me not only wedding, but it tells me that you're going to have to maybe work or do something, a different career. A lot of you are changing your jobs now, getting out of the old and dressing into the new. Dress to impress, okay? You want to even look good, not even for the job, but for your future self. You visualize yourself in this future life so strong that you start to draw and attract better things, people, situations in your world. So remember that connection. But remember also the ones who could hurt you as well. This feels kind of thorny and sharp. So there's people out there still with not the best of intents, just as I said in the pick a flower one. But do remember that this person, goodbye, won't mean ish until when you meet the new people in your life. Loving, caring friends. I feel like you could even go on trips with these friends. They could go on spontaneous trips with you, meetups, and you guys will have a blast, okay? You do have to do something new, though. This is clear as day to me. Don't cling to your past. I see a bit of the flower from the last reading still wants to cling. Don't cling to that, okay? Now let's see a message as a collective. Beautiful. Sort of like a star shape, like a pentagon. A nice fragrant aroma, a healthy amount. I think you're going to go even on a new healthy diet, even if it's like a new age thing or a phase or a craze, whatever. Wow, I made a cross here, but a slightly narrowed cross. It looks like a bow and arrow from Cupid. So I think love is here. Love is ready for you. Love is going to shine strong. The cross could also tell me tradition, okay? So a lot of times this person could be of a certain spiritual nature or belief system. All right. And I think you will fall in love with them for that. Or if you're currently in a relationship with someone, this just tells me it's going to continue. The good times are up ahead. Do not fret, do not fear. No worry here. I can't help but notice some of these flowers look translucent. It's almost like some of you were fading away for a while. You thought, this is it, this is over, life's over for me. I have no hope left. But now you are around these strong people who've been through that as well. Some of them have been damaged too. So I think just it's so important for you to connect with those people that are new in your life so that you can learn more. That's how you grow. You meet people who have other experiences you've never heard of before and new energies. And now you're transforming and changing with those new energies. The most empowering thing you could do for yourself is meet new people. It's definitely a good thing for you and something you must do during this time and era. The next, I would say, 2 years is going to be, I think, a transforming journey for you there. But do remember, if you do experience some pain from it, like I just felt a prick from this flower, it's for your betterment. It's for your growth. Do not give up. Do not stop meeting new people just because of you met an odd bunch. Okay, so, or an odd person in the bunch, I mean. Here's flower 3. Let's check in. So at first I thought this was hesitant, but now it's not. This was spanned out and branched out far here. It grouped a lot here and a little grouping here as well. I think later in this year, into next year is going to be, this is like a breaking point where you decided, I'm going to change. Something new happened to you now, I think around August, where you just decided, I've had enough, I'm going to change my approach. And this is where you got higher on the ladder of life, okay? You're getting ahead here. You had so much to deal with in your past, and you just had to unclog that now, okay? You've had to shave away those old experiences, okay? And little by little you did, and good on you. Great job for doing so. You're doing amazing, okay? Always remember that your progress on this planet is not over. It's so important though. But you're also bringing part of that in your past here. Again, that's why it's clumping here, but it's a newer format. Notice that these are all sort of like one flower. Well, 2. Okay? 2 or 3. And some of them are young buds. I know this is like an advanced reading. Some of it may not make sense to you, but it does to me just sitting here. Please focus. Thank you. See, young ones and then fully blossom ones. So this one is telling me that I feel like you're still going to repeat some behavior before from your past, but that is okay, and you cannot help it because you've been through some things that either encourages this behavior, like maybe growing up you've had a family like sort of the same way, or you just do not know how to change that part of you, or you just don't even know or realize or think that that's something you need to change. Whatever the case may be, do not judge that experience personally, because that will hold you back and clump you some more. And oh my goodness, yeah, you had a lot of clumping. So earlier this year, I feel like the beginning of this year, you've had to go through, look how many young buds, so much younger than now. You've matured, you've developed yourself and your skills and your overall well-being, but you didn't know how hard it would be. You didn't know how much there was to peel back. Once you peeled something back, there was more to peel back. And then on top of that, there was more and more and more. And it felt like it never ended. And it felt like you just had to take care of everything until you just let it go. And when you let it go, that's when the release happened and you allowed yourself to flow. Okay, so it's interesting because I'm not seeing much from any of these flowers. It was more an intuitive reading. I hope it connects with you. 99.5% of people, I would say, in the comments say these readings connect, they're accurate, and maybe you guys just comment when there's something accurate, and that's why it perceives as 99% to me, right? Like, it's not always going to pinpoint everything, and I'm aware of that. However, I do just feel something different here in these particular flowers today. I don't know what it was. This to me looks like a candle, but a committing candle. Who and what are you committing? Oh, the flower just fell. Maybe you're afraid to commit because this flower just fell. You have an offering and you don't want to commit. There's something here. There's something more that is not being shared. This is locked together. There's a secret. You're not saying something. Let it go. Forgive. Forgive yourself. Don't hold on to that guilt. Don't judge yourself for what you went through. Make sure that you understand this, okay? If you overdo it by peeling back too many layers, working on yourself too much, you're only going to be solo again. There's going to be no one around you, and there's not going to be room for growth because you just cut off these new buds. So make sure that you remember to stick with the groupings. Don't fix what's not broken. Poopsie, okay? Make sure that you remember that, and that you don't get carried away by what's there, or you want to like change the image overall of what this looks like. No, it's not about that. Okay, it's not about changing ourselves, our appearance, or who are you at the end of the day. This looks like a circle, sort of like an oval. So there's an overall well-rounded nature too. I think you're more grounded and stable during this time. Little catalysts here and there, something that can make you feel a little adrift or stray off sometimes, but overall grouped well together, okay? Yes, still maintaining its equilibrium here, sort of similar to the star shape I saw earlier, but still more a circle, but with little divots hanging out here and there. That tells me in general that you are open to approaching more things, maybe expanding the line in the sand you used to draw, maybe branching out further. Maybe there's something that you used to be so focused and centered on before that now you're willing to expand your mind and reach further out to reach for something new and more that can excite you in your life. And that's a good opportunity for yourself to develop your skills. Make sure that you don't get carried away with too much. Some of you can be prone to injury during this time. Double check that whatever you have to do, like an operation, or if you're going for a long run, make sure your shoes are good. Okay, poopsies, I do apologize for that. I did not realize that my camera cut off. I hope I got the message clear. I just said basically the flowers were well-rounded and just not too focus too much on the nitty-gritty details. okay, and not trying to separate a part of yourself that you need, right? Like sometimes people don't like themselves, a part of themselves even, and they're trying to rip them apart. But if you rip them apart, you can't grow. You see, these are undeveloped buds, so you have to maintain that well-rounded, grounded attitude during this time. But don't work on yourself to the point of no return, that you think, oh, now there's always something wrong with me. Okay? I do hope that makes sense. I hope I covered everything. I just don't remember every single thing because the camera cut off and I got a package. And so I just got distracted and I didn't realize that the message was not recording. So I hope that makes overall sense to you, poopsies. And that is all I wanted to share with you today. Pretty much, as far as I remember. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoy. Take care now.